Hey, stop fooling around, you shitty dad! Are you insane? I've had enough of my dad doing whatever he wants. But this time, he was so out of his mind that I had to check his sanity at the beginning of this video. To cut a long story short, my father was preparing to remarry without telling me. He reported it to me only after he had submitted the marriage certificate and prepared a new house for the family to move in. The new mother apparently has a daughter the same age as me. He's really insane. It's a little late, but let me introduce myself. My name's Eiko Kakehashi, 23 years old. I'm an office worker working in the sales department of a printing company. The drinking party today? Yes, I'll be there. By the way, tomorrow's the day I move into my new house and meet my new family. But I just decided to attend tonight's company party. I've had a big fight with my dad since then. This is a bit of my rebellion against him. I've actually managed to hold out against remarrying and moving into a new house without talking to me about it. I wanted to let my father do what he wanted after raising me all this time by himself. Then why am I angry with him? It's because he mistook my precious thing for trash and threw it away. That's why I've been evading the subject of remarriage ever since then. I've not even asked the new mother's name, let alone see a picture of her and her daughter. Hoshishita-san, you know, about tonight's drinking party.
I'm busy right now, don't talk to me.
An extremely cold voice comes back at me as I was trying to get other drinking party participants. Hey, at least respond with a yes or a no. Why ignore this kind of harmless question?
No! Now that I've answered, can you quickly disappear? Out of my sight!
This woman working in the design department is Towa Hoshishita, 23 years old. As you can see, she's a beautiful woman and a talented designer. But she has a cold demeanor that is a little unapproachable. Rumor has it that there are many male employees in the company who are after her, but only to me, she seems to have gone beyond cold to harsh. Recalling your earlier conversation, I'm not wrong about that, am I? We're both freshman employees too, though. Seriously, why? Well, that aside, I had too much of a blast at the drinking party. I guess my anger towards my dad and my thoughts about the recent situation led to that. Hey, Eiko, we're moving out tomorrow, and what the hell are you doing? I'm fine. I'm not, what, drunk? I'll be fine if I sweep. The last thing I, a lightweight, saw was a room full of cardboard boxes. I went through the doorway as if I was gonna fall down, and I fell asleep. And when I woke up, the scene that jumped out at me was terrifying. It was in the evening. There was a room I didn't recognize, but with familiar furniture and items. While I was down with a hangover, my father and his new family, they had already finished unpacking their stuff, including mine. The 3 new family members were looking down at me as I was feeling like an idiot. Oh, nice to meet you. Oh, what? As I was about to awkwardly greet everyone, I was shocked to see a certain person. Hoshishita-san? Yes, it was my colleague, Towa Hoshishita. As I was in a state of shock, Hoshishita-san looked down at me as if I was a piece of trash.
How lucky you are. You've been brought to your new home and even had your stuff unpacked by your new family. But aren't you just valueless at this point, as a human being?
That's how my new life got off to a great start. And on the second day that followed, I got out of bed, still suffering from a headache. Oh my god. I'm not just hungover for 2 days, but 3 days? I'm really a lightweight. Whoa, what is it? Suddenly, I heard something hit the wall of my room. Let's see, I'm pretty sure the room next door was that lady. What's with the thumping sound? Oh, whoa! I opened the door to the next room and I was surprised to see her in a super casual loungewear.
How rude of you to be surprised at the sight of a lady.
Because I couldn't imagine what she was wearing outside of the office. But maybe I shouldn't say that. Rather, I'm more interested in what that sound was.
I was calling you. We didn't have a chance to talk properly yesterday, so...
I don't know what you were throwing around, but why didn't you just knock or something?
I'm sorry, but I don't use my legs to go all the way to the scum's room to knock.
Aren't you getting harsher to me than when you were in the office?
Of course. Just thinking back how trashy you were yesterday.
I'm afraid I don't have anything to say back to you. I mean, I would have never imagined that the daughter of my new mother would be you, Hoshishita. Or rather...
Just call me Toa, just because there's no other choice. Leaving that aside, you really only found out about it for the first time yesterday? Hey, wouldn't people usually look at pictures or something beforehand?
I got into a fight with my dad because he threw away my precious stuff. So we never got to talk about his remarriage.
That's all it took for you to get a hangover on the first day you meet with your new family? Isn't that too childish? Huh. Well, okay, I'll get to the point.
What is this paper? A rule on cohabitation?
Yes, I listed them up.
What the? Hey, stop messing around. You're treating me like a criminal. No laundry together. Well, I can understand why you would want that, but the list afterwards about bathing in toilets. The law already states that these are banned, you know?
I have to make sure you understand the law since you're a kid.
Kid, huh? But you're also kind of...
Huh?
I was pissed off that she just dismissed about my dad throwing away my precious stuff as that's all. So I looked around her room to find something to counterattack her with. The state of her clothes and her room were complete opposite of how I imagined they would be. Although her harsh personality was just even harsher at home.
Don't stare at my room, you idiot!
Whoa, you invited me to your room yourself, and telling me to not look at your room? How childish.
Shut up!
As I left the room, something slammed into the door. I don't know what she threw, but I guess I got my revenge anyway.
Ugh, idiot!
We had a lot of fights just like that, but there was a time we were in agreement. That day at dinner was a case in point. Eiko and Toa-chan, I have something to report to you both. What? What is it, Dad? Mom and I are going on our honeymoon for a week from tomorrow.
No!
That's
the
the
worst!
worst! From tonight, it's just the two of us. And that fact seems to have made Toa even more tense than usual.
Hey, don't eat breakfast with me!
Sure.
Hey! Don't take the train with me!
Sure.
Ugh! Don't work on the same job as me!
That I can't help. We're working on the same project.
Ah!
That was a nice three-step joke.
Shut up!
So the project started off in an awkward manner, but we took the job seriously. She was in charge of the design of a large order that I got. This color here is hard to print on this material, so can you make it a little darker?
Then can I make the other color lighter for overall balance?
Okay, I'll check with the production department later. When we had finished the meeting, I noticed something in the corner of Toa-san's desk. That illustration is not what you did for work, is it?
Yeah, it's just something I drew during breaks.
I see. By the way, many designers want to be illustrators. Were you that type too?
Yeah, I can't make money from just drawing my own art yet, so I draw in my spare time while doing this day job.
I just remembered, you had a painting in your room.
Ugh, forget about my room!
Sure. Oh, is it lunchtime already?
It seems so. Oh, I'll have to take these documents to HR. Like change of address and last name.
Odd coincidence. Or rather, naturally, I have to do that too.
I'm going first, okay?
I nodded with a smile, turned towards the HR office, and started sprinting.
Ah! Wait for me!
The little race was almost a tie. Naturally, there was no way either of us were gonna give up. And we both reported at the same time.
Hi, I'm going to be Toi Kakehashi from now on. My address has changed too.
My address changed too. It's the same as Toa-san's. Did you two marry each other? No!
My mother became Kakahashi. Oh, that goes for me too, huh? My mother married Eiko's father.
So we moved out last Saturday.
My mom is not well, so I moved in with her.
So that's how we ended up with the same last name and the same address. You just did a perfect job at sharing one person's lines. You're indeed a married couple. That's not it! The other colleagues in the room were all in an uproar.
Hey, I just heard those two got married. No wonder Miss Hoshishita seemed a little cheerful today.
Damn, never thought our Miss Hoshishita would become Mrs. Kakehashi. Female colleagues started gossiping, and male colleagues glared at me with anger. And Toa-san, it's wrong for you to also glare at me. Oh man, that was a mess. There are now strange rumors in the company, and male colleagues are glaring at me. And I guess Toa-san must have been popular with guys. Well, she's certainly cute. No. Her personality is too harsh. And I don't know why, but even before I moved in with her, she was already super harsh just on me. Besides, Oh, there it is. While I was talking to myself, I found the place I was looking for. It's a baseball batting cage, not far from my new home. I used to play baseball when I was little, so I often come to the batting cage to relieve stress. It all started when my father threw away my precious thing. Living with Toa-san and being looked at with hostility by male colleagues at work, now was the perfect time to relieve stress. So I was searching for a batting cage close to my new home. Huh? What's with that crowd? When I entered a batting cage, there was a spot where a lot of people were gathered. Apparently, people were gathering to watch someone hit.
How dare him, that idiot!
Hey, you're kidding me. That voice sounds familiar. I approached the familiar voice in fear. Sure enough, there was Toa-san, who had all eyes on her. Oh, whoa, that beautiful young lady. Another home run. She's so thin, but her swing speed is unbelievable. And she looks so beautiful when she hits. That's a godly batting form. As everyone says, she's really fit and certainly beautiful. But...
What's with them saying you two got married, that freaking boss? Alright, get lost! Get out of sight, boss! Just like that ball! And last but not least, Heiko-kun too! How's that? Now you can't remember about my loungewear from yesterday. If you still remember it, I'll give you one more blow to the head! And how is it you don't even remember me?
I hesitated for various reasons, but I decided to talk to her. Well, Toa-san, I'm hoping you aren't, but do you happen to be imagining that ball as my head?
Ah! Eiko-kun, how long have you been there for?
I guess since around the friggin' boss?
Ugh, I'd like to erase that memory of yours too, so come fly into my bat in the place of the ball right now!
Don't be ridiculous. After that, I led Toa-san to the rest area and succeeded in calming her mental state.
This sucks! But yes, I should have expected that I might meet you.
Oh, did I tell you that I often go to the batting cage?
Well, I knew.
Do you come here often too?
Yes, often when I'm stressed.
Oh, the source of that stress must be related to living together with me, right?
This is my first time to this cage, though.
Oh, me too.
That's not surprising. We moved to the same place on the same day.
Yeah, so I guess we used to go to different batting cages, but now that we live together, we both started going to the same cage.
That's right.
So we'll be seeing each other here a lot from now on.
Ugh, don't point out that nasty fact.
But the batting cage itself is not to be blamed. I ended up going in the batting booth too, and Toa-san decided to watch me.
Huh. I knew it, but you're really good at it.
Well, I've been doing it since the first half of elementary school. Huh? You knew?
Well, because you said you go to the batting cage often.
Then we got somewhat competitive and both collapsed into the rest area.
Ugh, I'm so tired. I was already tired from moving on last weekend, so it's even more tiring.
Sorry to have troubled you then.
It's okay, it's over now. But I have to ask you again, did you really not know that I was the daughter of your new mom?
I really didn't. That's the kind of father I am. Did you know about me?
Of course, my mother told me.
Then why didn't you tell me at work?
Because I thought you were trying not to mention it. It never occurred to me that you hadn't heard. Then the day before I moved in, you asked me out for a drink.
Oh, that's why you looked at me with cold eyes back then. Oh, then did you ask them how they got together?
Yes, your father worked near the coffee shop where my mom worked part-time, and he was a regular customer. And when they found out they were from the same hometown, they hit it off.
Interesting. Then I wonder if you and I used to live close. The words came out of my mouth just casually, but the next moment, Toa's eyes became cold.
Huh? What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Nothing.
It seems I was observing Toa-san well in the past 2 days living together with her. Because I could sense something is different about her. That I said something that really made her angry. I tried to put some words together to ease the atmosphere. In any case, you were batting well, weren't you? Did you play baseball when you were a kid, by any chance? Like, were you on a baseball team where you used to live?
Enough, I was an idiot.
What? Hey, Toa-san?
I said that's enough, don't talk to me!
I could only stare blankly at her as she ran away. I don't know what's going on, but this is too confusing. What in the world did I do wrong? After returning to the new house, I tried to find out how Toa-san was doing. Is it better that I don't eat breakfast with you?
Huh.
Hey, Toa-san, should I take the next train? Oh shit, she's completely ignoring me. As one would expect, it's not like she ignores me even at the office, but... Hey, Toa-san, about the design of the previous project, I checked with the production department, and it would be hard to see if we turn this color lighter. So I think it would be better to paint white underneath first, and then this will...
Okay, I'll make it darker. Come get it later.
That's how it's going. I've started to get frustrated for getting such blank responses. Hey, Toa-san, will you please tell me what I've done? I mean, you've always been harsh to me, but now you're clearly pissed at me. Okay. I'm done with you too. Tomorrow, I'll move out of this house. Fortunately, I quickly found a friend who could let me stay for a while. The next day, I came home before Toa-san and I was packing. And Toa-san came home a moment later with a paper bag in her hand.
What are you doing, Eiko-kun?
What do you mean? I told you yesterday that I would leave this house.
I'm sure you said that, but I never thought you were really going to.
It's been a while since last time you spoke to me. Well, it doesn't matter now. Your mother is sickly, so you can't just leave this house, right? I'll stay at my friend's house for a while and find a new place in the meantime. Good for you, Toa-san. You didn't want to live with me. Well then, please take good care of my dad. I was about to walk past her when she said,
Wait! I love you! Don't go anywhere!
What? Suddenly, Toa-san crossed her arms with mine. No, wait a minute. Aren't you too different from how you were with me yesterday?
I'm sorry. I've been under a terrible misunderstanding until now.
I'm sorry, but you have to tell me more so I can understand. When she finally let go of my arms, she pointed the screen of her phone at me.
This evening, I got a message from my mom. Your father was sorry for throwing away your precious thing. He wanted to buy you a souvenir to apologize to you. So she asked me to find out what you wanted.
Well, what about it?
Just look at it. He said he heard about it only after he threw it away. That torn picture he threw away was given to Eiko-kun by his first love when he was in elementary school. He got so mad about something that happened so long ago. So Eiko-kun must have really liked that girl.
I couldn't help but read out the sentences that followed. I'm so happy for you, Toa. It seems that Eiko-kun also cherished that picture, hey? Oh, does this mean... Huh?
Yes, I'm the girl from back then.
What? That was before my dad got divorced, when I was living with my mother's side of the family. I was playing baseball with another elementary school team in the next town. I hit a home run to the next house. I went to get the ball and met a girl. I was really freaking out back then, because I looked into the house and saw a girl crouching down. but the girl just had a small seizure and fortunately she got better soon. It seemed the ball I hit the picture she was drawing on the porch. The girl, who was said to be sickly, tended to miss school often and was always drawing pictures. She said she envied me because I could play baseball with everyone. I fell in love with her beauty and fragile atmosphere at first sight, and promised her that I would visit her again. But she told me that her parents were getting divorced and she was moving out tomorrow to go to her mother's house.
So you gave me the ball you hit. You promised me that we would play baseball together when we met again someday when I got well.
And the girl gave me the picture I had torn with the ball as a token of her promise. That girl, whose name I had never even heard, was you, Towa-san?
To be honest, I'm still mad at you for not noticing me at work.
Well, because you are not how I pictured that girl would become. Besides, no one could associate that godly swing of yours with that sickly girl.
I got over with my illness, but instead my mother, who had been pushing herself so hard, broke down, and I'm not sure if it's a good thing that I didn't notice that, but it's not so bad that I didn't notice it right away and you didn't.
Oh, so the reason why you were harsh only to me was because...
Well, you know, I was like, why don't you recognize me, you idiot? Moreover, when I unpacked your room on the day you moved out, I couldn't find the painting I gave you anywhere.
That made you even more angry?
That's right! Because I still have the ball you gave me! But it was all a misunderstanding. You cherished that painting too, until your father threw it away. So much so that you even got drunk and passed out in desperation the day before you were to meet your new family. And you got so angry at your father for throwing it away.
Of course. It's a memory of my first love.
Eiko-kun, you're my first love too. And that feeling continues to this day. Let me confess it again. I love you, Eiko-kun. Please go out with me?
Towa-san. I'm sorry. Please let me decline.
What? Are you serious?
I mean, I barely know you when I think about it. But I too still have the same feelings for you that I had when we were kids. So, can we start off as more than friends? Fortunately, we're in the perfect environment to get to know each other better.
Eiko-kun, you're right. We live together, don't we?
Yeah, there's no need to rush.
Oh, then... Ta-da! What do you think this is?
A baseball glove?
Yep. After I got my mom's text, I became so happy I went to buy it. So, why don't we first fulfill our childhood promise with this?
Well, that's a good idea. Then Toa went to get a baseball from her room. That was the ball I gave her when we were kids.
Okay, Eiko-kun, let's go.
Sure, okay. We took as much distance as possible in our new house.
All right, in celebration of our new relationship, catch!
Fulfilling a childhood promise and playing catch to start anew. The battered ball is released from Towa-san's hand. Whoa, where are you aiming, Towa-san? And we had to apologize like kids to our parents when they came home.